Alrighty, everyone, I am back, and we are about 2 minutes away from when this urgent quest is going to be popping, that being the one for Falz Luther. Let me just clear a little bit more space in my inventory, since this does have a bunch of drops that comes with it. Yeah, here's where a lot of stuff was hanging out. Alright, and along with that, we're actually going to head inside of the gateway ship. And that way we can just get ourselves set up inside of there, including getting some new boosters going. So we'll pop a plus 75% experience earned, a 250 rare drop rate, and a tri-boost plus 100%. I don't think I have anything else, really. Yeah, the only thing that's really left would be nice for if I was having trouble staying alive, but I'm not really having any issues here because I am a sub-hunter here, and as such, I have access to automate. Alright, so about 1 more minute to go here. Just to review, if anybody is asking, I do have a full Psyche set here for my units. Waiting for some higher units, or rather higher augment slot units to drop before I take this any further. Right now, 4 slots is more than fine, and then my Lightning Espada is also a 4 slot. The units give me 60 melee power, and then this sword will give me 90 melee power, so I am very heavy into the melee power, to the point where, let's see, right now I'm at 2,830. But report to the quest counter and infiltrate the corrupted former mothership. The urgent quest has popped, so let's get this going. I'll drop a party beacon. And let's activate the teleporter.
You will soon be teleported to the front lines. Your objective is to defeat a bunch of Falz Luther's minions. This is gonna be a pretty tough fight. There's not much I can do to help, but I'm rooting for you.
And here we go for round number 1. Now, with any luck, I will actually hit level 75 through this urgent quest. Bunch of people going down here. Definitely pop it up to source if you're not there and you can handle it. I broadcast at, ooh, that was quite a bit of damage there. I broadcast at 900p. 1080 is just a little bit too high, especially since the Xbox can't even handle the game at 1080 anyway. Alright, here come the pillars. And around and around we go. I feel like I carried this group most of the time. Alright, here's a Sigma Soaring Blade. Now there's more Doritos from where that came from.
Emergency. Detecting Dark Falz Luther's minions. Commencing large-scale eradication operation. All ARCS ops, report to the quest counter and in...
This is gonna be a pretty tough fight. There's not much I can do to help, but I'm rooting for you.
Alright, here we go again. Looks like we got a good shot at leveling up this time.
Emergency!
This is the ice-based one. Alright, come on, bring out your pillars. Here we go. Down to the ground they go. Let's hop up here and take them down. And I'm frozen. I always delay that ice attack just enough that it throws me off. Alright, level 74.
Great work!
Completed.
Now please head on back.
Emergency.
Hey there, Simply Lit.
Falz Luther's minions. Commencing large-scale eradication operation. All ARCS ops, report to the quest counter and infiltrate the corrupted former mothership.
There's really no reason not to have the teleporter running once 12 players are in the group. Just because there is the delay of waiting for Melita to do her speech every time.
This is gonna be a pretty tough fight. There's not much I can do to help, but I'm
Correct. The
rooting for you.
PC version is coming out in late May. And I can't wait for it either. There are just some quirks about the Xbox that kind of hold me back from being kind of top of my game. Like the mouse not supporting multiple button rollover and things like that. They'll probably release the PC client that Monday, for pre-download. Or at least that's how it's been with other things. Come on, get back down here. There you are. Alright, here come the pillars. Whack. The auto-targeting just took me way off course there. Yeah, the fact that this game has been able to keep its, the large portion of its player base for this long, especially with the Japanese version, which has been ongoing for 8 years now, it's amazing it's being able to keep itself going. I mean, it's had its stale moments, but for the most part, those are mostly behind at this point now. And plus, there really is nothing else like it on the market right now. No, those are not out yet. The Hero, Phantom, and Toro classes are not available yet.
Yeah, nice one! You did it! Great work!
Completed!
Now, please head on back.
I tried Warframe at one point, and it just never grabbed my attention like this game did. Granted, I've been playing games from the Phantasy Star series for over 30 years now, so I guess I'm kind of biased in that way. Alright, at 11 out of 12, you can typically pop it, just because as the timer is counting down, there's still time for people to come into the mission.
Your objective is to defeat a bunch of
And even if you're only stuck with 11 out of 12, it's not the end of the world.
This is gonna be a pretty tough fight. There's not much I can do to help, but I'm rooting for you.
If anything, we would probably see it sometime this summer. Hey, we got the rare version here.
Emergency!
Apostle Torisha, which is a different name than what it was in the Japanese version, Dritzer as it was known. Oh, if only we could make a Totino's joke here. You all remember that Sonic party a while back? Hosted by Totino's. It's sort of a web meme at this point. Anyway. Personally, I can't wait for Etoile to come out. That is the subclass I love to play as a hunter. And down they go.
Wow! That was amazing! Great work!
I love the sound of rare drops. Yeah, so it is similar to Phantasy Star Universe in that once you pick your ship, you're going to be stuck, at least for the time being. Eventually, ship transfer will be opened up, but there's likely going to be an ARX cash fee associated with that.
Emergency. Detecting Dark Falz Luther's minions. Commencing large-scale eradication operation. All ARX ops, report to the quest counter and infiltrate the corrupted former mothership.
You will soon be teleported to the front lines. Your objective is to defeat a bunch of... This is gonna be a pretty tough fight. There's not much I can do to help, but I'm rooting for you.
Hey, another rare one. Nice. So the problem with doing a mega server, though, is that the game has the ability to do cross-server competitions. They've done that a few times in the past, and so that would basically encourage competition between the ships in terms of which ship can gain the most points and such in certain events. If you can't tell, I like the fire one the most. He doesn't move around as much as the others. Well, right now we've got 3 ships available. Most of the Japanese players that transitioned went to ship 2. I'm on ship 1, though. And I would expect that ship number 3 would probably be the quietest ship of all. Down to the ground they come. Let's hop up. And down they go.
Wow! That was amazing!
So there is a shared ship function, but not all gameplay elements are available to you.
Now please head on back.
It would be things like doing challenge mode and battle mode that you could do across the different servers on the shared ship. And thank you for the follow, Simply Lit TV.
Only a short amount of time remains until our large-scale operation ends. Our objective is complete, but try to suppress even more enemies.
Yeah, I would recommend that. Find a Discord that you like, where all the members are on the same ship, and then and that way, at least at that point, then you'll know where you want to put yourself.
This is gonna be a pretty tough fight. There's not much I can do to help, but I'm rooting for you.
We might have time for one more after this, depending upon how quickly we take it down.
Emergency!
The fact that it's a fire one will definitely help, though.
Only a short amount of time remains until our large-scale operation ends. Our objective is complete, but try to suppress even more enemies.
So in terms of telling what kind it is, basically all you can really do is just wait for it to cast its first technique, and you'll be able to tell by whatever that is, if it's fire, lightning, or ice. You might also be able to do it depending upon what face comes out, but I've never been able to fully track that down. Alright, it looks like we got in on the timer here, so we're gonna get one more in before Dark Falz Luther comes up.
We logged on to Dark Falz Luther's coordinates. All arcs,
Soon be
seek and
teleported to the
destroy.
front lines. Your objective is to defeat a bunch of Dark Falz Luther's minions. This is gonna be a pretty tough fight.
Pop these now so I don't have to
There's
worry
not
about them.
much I can do to help, but I'm rooting for you. You will soon be teleported to the front lines. Your objective is to defeat a bunch of Dark Falz Luther's minions. This is gonna be a pretty tough fight. There's not much I can do to help, but I'm rooting for you.
Alright, you know what? We're down to 7 players in here, so yeah, forget it.
The front lines. Your objective
Everybody started running away from the platform, so... Alright, so we're not gonna get another one in then.
This is gonna be a pretty tough fight. There's not much I can do to help, but I'm rooting for you.
Which is strange. Usually you do want to get in.
We logged on to Dark Falz Luther's coordinates. All arcs, seek and destroy.
Yes, I am using a keyboard and mouse. Hopefully we get one more player to join us here.
Luther the Fallen has finally shown himself. Initiating teleportation to Dark Falz location momentarily. Once the battle begins, I won't be able to help you. All I can do is pray for your safety. May victory be ours.
Alright, so just 3 players, so I'm not going to get the full 40% try boost, but oh well. Controller can still work, it's just, it can just be a little difficult to rapidly hit the buttons on your sub palette.
Piece of arch trash!
Well, this doesn't bode well if 3 players are already down.
Utterly repulsive! You piece of arch trash! There must be some garbage in the formula! Utterly repulsive! Piece of arch trash!
I'm trying to leave myself with enough photon points so if the clock does open, I'm able to hit him hard myself. Since it looks like this is another group I'm carrying here.
Piece of arch trash! There must be some garbage in the formula!
Alright, we got one more shot at it. There we go. Clock is broken. Weak point is stuck open.
What an obvious solution.
Now from here, of course, you can break his armbands and his beak and everything if you want to. But getting that clock open, that's got to be the priority first. Once we get to extra hard difficulty, then the order of that will switch. You'll do the armbands first, and then the clock.
Calculations no longer. The solution tells me that you struggle in vain. Utterly repulsive. Piece of arch trash! Utterly repulsive!
I would say Phantom is really where you want to go as your subclass, because it has all of the extra critical damage up, which goes well with critical field that that Bouncer has access to. So basically, it makes it so that whenever you do critical damage, it'll increase how much damage you're actually doing from it. All right, here comes the first round of the swords.
Beyond decay! I am Luther the Fallen. I am one with the Akashic Records.
Gender and race are minimal in terms of what happens. It's going to be more your weapons and your units that are going to determine how effective you are than your race class. I mean, you're talking about a difference of like around 30 points max, and at that point you're dealing with being up in like the 3,000 to 5,000 stat range. Alright, let's see how we do on the Tornado RNG here. This looks like a pretty good round, actually.
The solution tells me that you struggle in vain.
Alright, that breaks one armband. He's going to try to heal up his other... Well, he's going to heal up both of them, actually. After the next time stop is done. Yeah, somebody let that into the group there, unfortunately.
The solution tells me that you
pretty much, yeah. Although, if you're a Phantasy Star Universe player, then you probably remember Caste Supremacy. Actually, I'm not sure if you mentioned if you had played it or not. At this point, I'm trying to go for his beak. There we go. Now his core's exposed. That's pretty much it for any breakables. He's bringing out the second round of swords, and now it's just a straight dash to the end of the fight. Looks like some players didn't make the timer.
Really quite troublesome. What an obvious solution. Solution tells me that you struggle in vain.
Well, if you're looking for pure min-max, then you want to do a Doom and Mail, but like I said, you're barely gonna notice it.
What an obvious solution. You piece of arch trash! Utterly repulsive! Yes, go on. Flail. Yes, go on. Flail. Desired solution myself!
Alright, with him down here, I gotta go for the head now.
Utterly repulsive! You piece of arch trash! I am one with your
Thank goodness for Automate.
My solutions are absolute! Your opposition is meaningless, useless!
Let's pop our Photon Blast.
With the space dust! Utterly repulsive! Really quite troublesome. I need calculations no longer! The solution tells me that you struggle in vain. I've no use for broken playthings.
Where is it gonna stop? Over there.
What an obvious
So Photon Arts are basically any physical attack that is not your normal attack. To say it another way, think of them like skills. So whenever I'm doing like this sword spinning attack, that is a Photon Art.
you struggle in vain.
And each one costs Photon points,
No longer.
which is what that second bar represents there.
Desired solution myself.
Alright, that's it. Down goes Dark Falz Luther. Now, I said any physical attack, so that's going to be your melee and ranged attackers. Your technique users, they use what are called techniques. So that'll be like Force Bouncer and not Force Tector and Phantom actually. But just because they have access to it, doesn't mean that it's actually technique based. I mean, it is stronger than other technique users, but it has other weapons available to it, including rods and what is it? I think rifles, which give it access to a myriad of attacks available to help it out. All right, looking for units that have more than 3 slots on them, and I see this one here, but the rest of them don't seem to have that. All right, let's get out of here. So photon arts and techniques come from discs. They'll just show up in your menu like this here. Hello, controller. Alright, let's see what the spoils are.
Leave it to me. I got a good look at it.
Alright, so a 12-star, 2 10 stars,
Oh, this is a great
and 3 more
find.
10 stars. Okay, nice.
Take care now.
What am I doing over here? Let's see. I'm down to 16 rare drop rates. Let me see if I can turn any weapons in here. Oh, I need to untech these 2 weapons as well.
What do you
Leave it to
require?
me. Oh, this is
Not even worth
a
it.
great
Oh well.
find.
I need 10-star weapons in order to actually be able to convert them into X cubes. 12 stars I can turn into lambda grinders, so they have their place as well. But any 10-star that has less than 6 slots on it, and that's what this little icon is right here, if it has less than 6 slots on it, unless it's like a rare weapon like this flame brand, I basically convert it into other things. No, you can go straight up to level 200, depending upon what you feed it. If you feed it regular things through the feed option, then you need to wait for it to lose some of its power first. But if you feed it what are called devices, then you can just go straight up to 200 if you want to. It's costly to do it that way, since you need to convert things from photon spheres into mag food, but you can certainly do it that way. Yeah, this is looking like I had a bunch I needed to convert anyway. And let's see if I had any other X cubes on me from before. I did. Let's grab all those. Alright, so go to the swap shop, X cube. And anything with less than 6 slots. So not that one.
Welcome.
It really depends upon what you need, because both of them are going to give you boosters that you're going to want to have on you. So, I try to keep a balance between having plus 75 experience, and then plus 250% rare drop rate. So this round has gone all to rare drop rate, essentially, and so the next round of these I'll be giving to the experience gained. What I will say, though, is the way that this is set up, you would need to exchange 6 weapons, turn them into X cubes, so 6 X cube per rare drop rate that you get, but you would only need 1 photon sphere per plus 75 experience. I'm going to take 15 for now. And then I need to pull some photon spheres out of the out of my storage here anyway, because these are not selling.
Well, need something?
But I will go ahead and also buy 15 of those now. Well, 16 is fine.
That for you. Leaving already?
Alright, and with that, let's put everything away. And let's get the rest of this stuff out of here. Alright, we are going to leave this group now here. Come on, Xbox. There we go. Alright, so we need another 402,000 experience points to get to level 75. Let's do what we were going to do before and see if we can find a shack to run here. Nothing there. That one in the abandoned mines was full because of the NPC. That one is full. Looks like we got some here, but... yeah, I want to give it a minute here, since it seems like people are still trying to get out. I don't think I earned any new titles. Let me check. Yeah, nothing new here. The next title I'm going to be getting is going to be the one for getting my bouncer up to level 75 here. That one is going to be... let's see. That should be Celestial Bouncer.
Thank you very much.
Let me also head over to a little busier of a block here, and maybe we can find somebody that is trying to invite for a shack as well here. It's personal loot for everybody.
Which quest are you up for?
Alright, I don't see anybody in the chat talking about it. Let's see if any others have actually started up now. Let's see if there's actually room in here. Yep. Yeah, I would have preferred to have gone into a team with 3 in there, but who knows? We might get a 4th in a moment here. I also would have preferred one that had a risk of 50. But this should still be good. Get me pretty close to leveling at that point, then. Alright, so I need D capsules for this one. How many capsules did I have? I had... not quite enough. Oh, looks like we have another volunteer here, then. Alright, looks like they're taking it up to just plus 14. That's fine.
Counting on you as always, mate.
We successfully routed Dark Falls. We are grateful for your support, ArcSops.
Alright, we're just waiting for them to get this started, and we'll get going then. Alright, here we go. Oh wait, that said that we were at level 50 risk. Oh well. Not that it bothers me. My personal favorite classes are Hunter, Main, and Etoile subclass. That basically makes me unkillable. Because my health meter essentially goes as far as my however many mates I have remaining are.
Notifying all personnel.
The party bonus is the main reason that you want to group up, since that gives you a tri-booster of extra experience, Meseta, and rare drop. The other reason is you don't have to waste any escape dolls if you got somebody else that's able to toss a moon atomizer at you. NPCs rarely, if ever, toss a moon atomizer to help you up. Hello, apprentice. You gonna drop the stone I want from you? Looks like that's a negative on the stone. There is a stone that they rarely drop. That'll be nice for getting a certain weapon in the near future. There's very little content that you would ever want to take on solo. There's just like 3 or 4 very specific missions that can only be done solo. Solo gameplay is not what this game is really built around. All these rappies. You think maybe an emergency trial had popped. Alright, let's check out the east. Doesn't look like there's anything over here. Somebody went down. Alright, we'll level these up. Oh, I didn't even have Roboter yet. Nice. So there are benefits for running with NPCs. It has to do with how the game's title system works. Basically, as you run with certain NPCs for a certain number of missions, both 10 missions and 100 missions, you're going to get rewards for running with that NPC. The reward being X cubes. So you get 1 X cube for completing 10 missions with an NPC, and then 5 X cubes for completing 100 missions with them. Now, even though that sounds like a lot, over time you do want to be running with them, because there are also these overall titles, which count up how many titles you've received over time. Right now I'm at about 340 or so, and at 250 total titles, you get access to what's called the Whittle Wing, which is a back piece. That is an 11-star armor unit. It's not the top level one, but it's a nice upgrade if you don't have any yet.
Completed. PSE burst.
Alright, we got a PSE burst going. So enemies are going to start spawning rapidly here. Not sure what happened to Unknown. There they are. During a PSE burst, enemies just keep spawning in over and over and over, like this, and you just want to take out as many of them as you can. They give you lots of experience and rare drops during this time, just because they appear so quickly. And depending upon how quickly you take them out, sometimes the burst will get extended, but not this time. Alright, on to the second area. The best time to have a PSE burst spawn is going to be when you're in a 12-member group. That's where the real fun of those happen. Because then you potentially get 12 enemies spawning at one time. But that'll only happen during certain urgent quests and such. That everybody's together like that. Hey, level 75! And we got a rock bear over here, too.
Emergency!
Change over. Go.
Congratulations on completing the objective.
So, it depends upon what kind of NPC we're talking about. If we're talking about character NPCs like this one, the Finn, then he does scale with your level immediately. If you're talking about auxiliary NPCs, those level up by sending them out on searches. But that is basically an NPC that you can build to whatever image you want it to be. It's kind of like how partner machines worked in the past. Ah, Persona the Mask.
A truly remarkable outcome.
Completed.
We're not headed north yet. We got a whole path to the west we gotta check out here. Ah, nice. Another rare drop here. Unfortunately, these are 12 stars that are dropping. Not exactly what I'm looking for. I'm looking specifically for 10-star drops. Since those are the ones that I can convert. Speaking of that, how am I doing on my boosters? Plenty of time. And just to note, the experience I'm getting from this is not going to waste, because there are certain client orders associated with overleveling that you want to get completed if you can. Well, it's not that customizable. When I say that, I mean you can put on whatever weapon and outfit you want it to have, but it's not like it's going to follow a strict set of rules or anything like that in terms of how it acts. Alright, so this guy got knocked down, we gotta back him up. This guy is actually a lot like a PSE burst, except you don't have a timer at the top of your screen. Instead, it's dependent upon how quickly he fixes his ship. But enemies will keep spawning here as well, rapidly. Alright, let's see if this extends. Nope, not this time.
Completed. I appreciate the speedy backup.
Yeah, a little bit of a tip here. If it's raining, you can actually use the river here to push you downstream quickly. That's a PSE burst. Unfortunately, none of these bursts are really lasting here. Oh well. Just wanted to check the timers on my boosts again. I would say we're probably going to see episode 4, based on... Oh, there's another PSE burst, yikes. We're probably going to see it, based on, how quickly they've been, releasing content. Crossburst, nice. We've got a chance of seeing it, I would say, sometime in, June, if Sega keeps up this release, pattern. Where it seems to be releasing content once a month for new episode content. So we started with episode 1 during the open beta, and a month later we got into episode 2 with the Dark Falz Luther fight. Melee class? I would probably give that one to Bouncer, to be honest. They, specifically their jet boots, they have an ability called Moment Gale, which, basically, has them slash all throughout the screen 4 times. And then they can then spin around like a top after that. There's another crossburst. Nice. So finally we got one that's extended. Pretty darn close to Beyblade. Yep. Looks like we got one stuck back over here. Let's take it out real quick. Always nice to be able to use a photon blast when you need it. Yeah, it's a really good class. I mean, each class has its personality. That's what I'll say. Each class is viable to do content in the game. Some more than others, I would say, though. But Hunter Toil is one of the viable ones currently. especially since it's practically impossible to die unless you happen to run out of mates with that one. Hey Zance, good to see ya. This map just decided to be as long as possible, didn't it? The way it's just looping around like this on itself. And here I'm trying to get out of here because I'm done with Bouncer for the time being. Alright, looks like that's it. What just dropped where? Alright, I'll take that. Alright, so the question is going to be, what's the boss going to be this time? Looks like a Fang Banshee and a Fang Banther.
Incoming alert.
Emergency code due.
I think they're up in the trees right now. Yep, I see them. Alright, there goes one. And there goes the second one. My mag is level 200.
Success confirmed.
Completed.
Turbo enabled.
Alright. Yeah, definitely. It's really easy to get it up to level 200 if you want to. Alright, so let's stop by the title counter here. Because we have a title waiting for us now. Celestial Banisher. And by collecting this one, I get a class boost of 2 photon points, 20 melee power, 20 technique power, and 30 dexterity.
Thank you very much.
And with that, I am done with Bouncer for now.
What would you like to do?
So, up next, I think I'm gonna work on Fighter. So, Fighter, Hunter...
Feel free to stop by anytime.
Actually, no, I take that back. With everything that's going on with not everybody understanding how Dark Falz Luther works yet, I think I'm actually gonna stick to the two technique users here. So Tector and then Force, and then by then Luther might be done in terms of being an urgent quest. So Tector first here. Now I did use a reset, so I need to put the points back in. Since I am focusing on just continuing to use my sword instead of actually using techniques, that's where things get kind of interesting here. So I need to use 3 points there. Elemental Precision Hit will be nice, since that gives me a boost regardless. I am not going to be grabbing Wand Lovers, but I will grab Territory Boost, Support Range Extender, and that one as well. That will reduce the cost of them. Advanced Resta, Photon Point Restoration, Long Arm Assist, and let me grab all these since these are free ones. And I got 30 points left over, so I can put all those into here. And since I'm not really going to be using techniques here, I don't have to worry about any of these masteries, although it might be nice to have the blind boost for Luther. But that's so specific. It's not really even worth it to do that. So I think, after that, looking at everything else that's here, I think it's going to be melee power up and then the 2 photon points up.
Feel free to stop by anytime.
And then, of course, because I have a bunch of alts already, I've collected their reset skill tree passes, so once I'm done leveling everything, I can actually set up everything properly. But for the time being, since this sword just does so much damage the way that it's built up, at 1661 attack points, that gives me 2693 melee power, at least the way it is currently. Of course, if I were to grab certain other boosts, then... Oh, I I didn't realize that had become unequipped. Basically, it's gonna outdo any damage I could possibly do as a Forcer Techer right now. So this isn't the right way to play it, but it's the way I'm playing it because I have an all-class sword that basically lets me ignore the requirements of the class, actually. Basically, the requirements of how the class is supposed to be played in the first place. So, let's go ahead and untech everything that we got from that advanced quest.
I got a good look at it. Oh, this is a great find.
Alright. And we are going to come up to here. And that is pretty much going to do it for me here today. I pretty much accomplished everything that I set out to accomplish, which was to get another class up to level 75. Just finished that out with that last advanced quest. Plus we had 2 Luther urgent quests pop up as well. So really very efficient here today in terms of getting these last levels done today. Plus we also cleared out a bunch of client orders as well. So, with that, let's see if we can find somebody that we can raid here. And, just for reference, I do plan on doing streaming Final Fantasy VII Remake tomorrow, as well. But yeah, for now, let's find somebody that we can actually raid here. Tell you what, why don't we, go and raid one of my good friends here on Twitch, Phantasy Starved. They are playing Phantasy Star Online Blueburst over on the Silverance server right now. So let me get that into the system here. Alright, and so with that, thank you for joining me today. This is PrinceBrightstar signing off. Let's get this raid started here.